Good afternoon, teachers and everyone. My name is 𝓗𝓮 and I'm honored to present to you my thesis title is The Role of Social Media in Shaping Personal Values and Psychological Traits, a case study of Vietnamese student at Cần Thơ University. First, before I go to detail, I'm going to talk about my thesis divided into 5 parts. The first is Chapter 1, Introduction. So, as you know, social media has a heavily influence on the student identity and also the mental well-being. Social media gives us opportunity to express emotion and also connection, but also there is downside of it. And for personally me, I think the challenge for students at Cần Thơ University is how to balance between the traditional values and also the modern individualism. And the reason why I'm choosing social media is my platform for shaping personal values is based on my respondent with 100% using social media, and with 2024 data from Vietnam, they say 77 million social media available right now. So I can say social media is widely accessible. And also with the unlikely traditional media, social media usually has us more engagement in new contents, new ideas, and also society values. And by continuing engaging like that, it will help us to have more understand about the authenticity, integrity, and also the own development. And the reason why I'm saying students need to be shaping personal value is because personal value is like a core for your decision making and also your actions. And based on that, you will have more about self-awareness to understand what's going on around the world and how to adapt it to enhance your career opportunity. And to analyze that, I suggest 3 objective keys. One is to explore how student social media engagement affects the development of their personal values. Objective 2 is to analyze how psychological factors influence the way a CTU student engage with social media. And last is to provide respondents with personal branding strategies and practical theories that can be applied in academic learning and personal brand promotion. Next, I will talk briefly about research methodology. Research uses quantitative study using a survey-based approach by utilizing the POSM to 195 students from Cần Thơ University. And in my study, I'm using 2 main key variables: is social media engagement that can be divided into 3 parts, such as affective, behavioral, cognitive, and psychological traits, openness to change, and self-enhancement. And next, we will talk into the scale from the concept, definition, and measurement, and also the theoretical behind it. And next is the theoretical framework. As you can see, that expected the 3 variables on top, affective, behavioral, and cognitive, will link directly to authentic personal value, and also go through the mediator variable is openness to change and self-enhancement. And before I go to the discuss result, I will talk about my scale reliability by using the Cronbach alpha to show that the total is over 0.7, and each item inside of it will never go higher than the total and never go lower than 0.3. More than that, we use the CR and AVE to prove that it did not have any collinearity inside of it, especially for AVE to show that the theoretically explained well for each variable in my questionnaire. And now go to the correlation matrix of length and variables and STMT criterion for assessing discriminating validity. And now go to the VF for multi-collinearity. That's every VF in my thesis is lower than 3. That means it did not have any multi-collinearity. And this is elsewhere. And last, I'm going to talk about my result. As I expected, that 3 main social media engagement is affective, behavioral, and cognitive will have impact on the personal value. But my results show differently that the AE and the B did not have the connection. And I can explain it by the cultural concept behind a Vietnamese student. We live in the social that basically Vietnamese students tend to express emotion to balance with the group harmonies. And versus to the Western study, they say they more tends on individualism, that the AA more supported than my study. And the BE is also say that it's called about action, and action only without critical thinking or deeply thinking about what you're doing online, it did not have the enough time to affect on the personal value. And also, the study also say that the openness to change and self-enhancement as my mediator plays a huge role on my model. Into conclusions, I say that theoretical contribution is behavioral and cognitive. We have students shape their personal values. On the other side, in the cultural context, effective engagement needs to be studied more and to how to fit on the collectivist culture of Vietnamese. And last but not least, so in highlighting the supporting theory of SWOT, that the role of openness to change and self-enhancement. Next is some implication for study or for students, that students should prioritize reflection activities that's related to my cognitive engagement variable. That means you have to critical thinking and really think about what you're watching, what you're doing in online to have build their own personal brand, and also behavior engagement. I suggested you have to think before you action, and that must have reflect your own personal value when you action online. And for school, I suggest some development, some workshop, or offer some personal branding courses to focus on how to filming, how to content creation, and also storytelling. And last but not least, to enhance the balance between the entertainment and also professionalism when we do some content online. So before ending my thesis, I would say my thesis have some limitation about the sample size and also the time that I collected data. And I suggest in future that we can change the model into effective, become like control variable, and open up the sample size and also change the time of collect data from first year of student into the last year of the student to find the relation more better. So that's the end of my presentation. Thanks for listening, and I'm happy to answer any question you have.
Okay, so thank you for the presentations, and I think there is a couple of formats I also would like to use some comments before we also comment down to questions.
You can be.
First, on the names of chapter 2, we also go to literature review and conceptual method. I never seen the conceptual method yet, rather than the conceptual framework.
Yeah.
Or literature reviews and hypothesis developments.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you should, modify it and integrate it more in line with the chapters.
Yes.
Right. And basically, for hypothesis, variables we do italic or the hypothesis.
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay.
just do some forming. And then once again, you also forming the same mistakes with prior students. Yeah. Okay. So when we cite the journal, we never get a full name. Okay. So rather than just cite the show names or the first name, but you need to recognize it.
Yes.
In
Okay.
the ways that academic style. Okay. So other than that, I think minors, but not really majors.
Yes.
This stage, and then I think the theoretical framework on page 25. It's not about ours or statistics. Yeah, it's resources. And then you could also provide a proposed conceptual model because you already used the conceptual framework.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the proposed conceptual model is one that is the name. And well, I mean, other than that, I'm fine. And you're really dealing with very complicated model actually.
Yes.
Where you use a lot of payments variables.
Yes.
So why would we think about the payment variables? Why I cannot think about direct relationship between those three concepts: affective engagement, behavioral engagement, and cognitive engagement, directly to authentic personal value.
Yes.
Yeah, that is my questions.
Okay.
All right. Now let's come to Dr. Khan. Questions.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation. And first of all, I would like to congratulate for your work hard and well presented. I completely agree with the comment from number 2.
Yes.
And I have only one question for you. If you look on the result in table 4.8, and we see that the relationship between affective engagement and self-enhancement
Yes.
was not supported by your result. Could you please explain the reason behind? Because somehow against the theory, we already know about the theory. And what do you say? Whether the sample characteristics, for example, the sample size, affect your estimation result also?
Yes.
Nice. Thank you.
With the two first question is why I'm choosing, why I'm not thinking about directly affected to personal value. I think mainly because my thesis is quite frankly new, and there is not enough theory that say that have directly correlation with the personal value. But also in the previous study, they only show that the behavioral is the only engagement that they study that did have effect on personal value. So my literary review saying that I think by putting two of them, we have a bigger perspective of how students can be engaged on social media. And like I say, the affective and the cognitive is quite hard to understand and hard to utilize my questionnaire to affective. And that's the reason that I think I should need have a mediative variable, a SWOT value theory that can be backed up. I say they did have the impact on the personal value. So I use that as my mediator instead of directly influence.
After you looking out carefully to the variable medical study,
yes,
you need to follow it. So that is the one way to do. But in practice, I'm so surprised how student can acknowledge
yes,
well, for those variables that will be considered as like latent variables. So mediators always interesting, but it's really complicated. And the reasons that you can convince is that until the student can acknowledge of those concepts
yes,
clear, and then because via online, right?
yes,
They never know that they don't have the chance to ask you once again, oh, what is that? That okay, so because of you, I favor you. Right?
yeah,
So more in practicals,
yes,
recommendations would also be the choice.
yes, okay,
Because I would explore 𝓤𝓮𝓭𝓮, and then that you already mentioned your sample, right? But luckily, as you already have the equal sample slide, you can differentiate between the gender, female and male.
yes,
Okay, so 50-50, around almost 50%.
yes,
Right? Balance. All right, so thank you so much.
yes, yeah. So next to Ms. Tang's question, you say that the effective engagement is connected with the openness to change, but not the self-enhancement. It means like emotional experience often to help students have a new perspective when they are watching new content on the social media, and that is challenged with their existing belief. And why that is says have a characteristic that align with openness to change, but with the self-enhancement, it's more like the directly drive from inside to have them to change themselves. And with the emotion at that time, did not have enough depth to prove that is aligning with the self-enhancement. And that's the reason it did not correlate with each other.